Hi guys, alright, so today in this video I'll be doing Packet Tracer Assessment 3612, which is the Skills Integration Challenge. And it did take me roughly an hour and a half the first time because I stumbled across something I hadn't yet learned, which was Gre Tunneling. But I did learn it over the course of this lab, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hop into the video. We have our addressing table, and let's just go ahead and skip down to this first bullet. Alright, configure interface addressing as needed on appropriate devices. Use the topology table to implement addressing on routers remote, headquarters, and branch. Configure PC1 and PC3 to use DHCP. Alright, so we're going to do that. I'm going to start off with the remote router. Let's open this up. Another thing, let's just keep an eye on this completion. Once we get to 100%, you'll know that we've done all the steps correctly and we're done. All right. So I'm in the remote, so I'll start off with my serial interface. All right, did a no shut to bring that interface up. I'll move over to my gigabit interface. 20.1, 255.255.0. All right, do a no shut on this interface as well. And I'm going to skip the tunnel address for right now on both the headquarters and remote, and I'll enter that when it comes that time. All right, so I believe I'm done for the remote for right now. So I'm gonna move over to my headquarters router. All right. And as you can see, the IP address for this is right there. Oh, wrong address. Do a no shut to bring that interface up. All right, I'm moving over to my gigabit interface. IP address for this is 192.168.30.1/24. Do a no shut on this interface as well. All right. Next, we're going to move over to my branch router. So let me go ahead and open that up. IP address for my branch is right here. Do a no shut to bring that interface out. Move over to my gigabit interface. Do a no shut on that interface as well. Okay, as you can see, we're already at 8%, and that was just by doing this first bullet. Right. Another thing it wanted us to do, it wanted us to configure PC1 and PC3 to use DHCP. and it won't do anything right now. It's going to fail because DHCP isn't set up. As you can see, it says DHCP failed. So I'm going to just leave it as static for right now. All right. All right. SSH. Configure headquarters to use SSH for remote access. All right. So let's go over to my headquarters router. All right. Let me exit to go into global config. All right. So set the modulus to 2048. The domain name is cisco.com. All right. So let me do my IP domain name, cisco.com. Next, I want to do crypto key generate RSA. And the number I'm going to use is 2048. All right. Next, I'm going to create a username called admin, and its password is going to be secure access. I don't think I typed that right, so I'll do secure access. All right. Now we're going to move over to my VTY lines, and we're going to import SSH because we only want to use SSH, not Telnet. So transport input SSH. And now when I do IP SSH version 2, because it says you want to modify the SSH defaults. You want to make it version 2. You want to set the timeout to 60 seconds and the authentication retries to 2. All right. So IP SSH timeout be 60 seconds. And IP SSH authentication retries will be 2. All right, now you can see we're already at 18%. All right, and we are done with SSH for this router. All right, so we're going to move over to PPP and configure. All right, so let me go over to my branch router. Configure the WAN link from branch to the ISP3 using the PPP encapsulation and CHAP authentication. Create a user ISP3 with the password of Cisco. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to do. All right, excellent. Let's go into my serial interface. And we're going to go ahead and enable PPP. So encapsulation, PPP. And the PPP authentication method will be CHAP. All right, exit. And now I just need to create a username, ISP3 with the password Cisco. All right, and we're going to do the exact same thing on our headquarters router for our ISP2. So interface serial, then encapsulation, PPP authentication will be CHAP. I'm going to exit and we'll create a username of ISP2, password Cisco. Okay, bam. Now we're at 28%. Now we're moving to setting up DHCP on our branch router. Okay, so I'm going back to my branch, and let's see what it wants us to do. All right, So on the branch, configure a DHCP pool for the branch LAN using the following requirements. All right, exclude the first 5 IP addresses in the range. All right, this is the network that is for the branch 192.168.10.0. So we're excluding 192.168.10.1 through the 5th address. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. IP DHCP excluded. All right, we did that. Now the case-sensitive pool name is LAN. All right, IP DHCP pool LAN. All right. Now we want to include the DNS server attached to the HQQ LAN as a part of the DHCP configuration. Okay. So now we want to go ahead and enter our network. Network is going to be 192.168.10.0/24. The default router will be the first address on this network. So 192.168.10.1. Our DNS server is 192.168.30.250. All right. And we are done with our DHCP pool for our branch router. Now let's move over back to that HQ router. Actually, just leave this how it was. All right. So for the headquarters router, exclude the first 10 IP addresses in the range. Okay, so we're going to do exactly that. All right. And the case-sensitive pool name is LAN as well. All right, our network will be 192.168.30.0/24. Our default router will be the first address on this network, which is 192.168.30.1. Our DNS server is 192.168.30.250. All right, and we are done with our DHCP pools. So now just to verify that these work, let me go to PC3 and let me see if the DHCP address is successful. There we go. I just received the address 192.168.30.11. Nice. And I want to do the same for PC1. Requesting DHCP request successful. Nice. That's what we want to see. All right. Default routing. Configure remote with the default route to the ISP1. Use the next hop IP address as an argument, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and go to my remote router. All right, and so we want to enable IP routing with the IP routing command. We want to enable routing with the IP routing command. That's what I meant. All right, so IP routing, IP route 0.0.0, 0.0.0, And let's see what that next hop address will be. Because it is on the 0.0 network. Let's see what that is. All right, so we're using this next hop address right here. All right, nice. So we've enabled default routing on the remote. Now we're going to go ahead and configure Ebgp. I believe it wants to switch over to our branch router, so that's exactly what we're going to do. And I'll exit out of this, go back to global config, and router BGP, and its ascension number, no, not ascension, autonomous system number is 65010 right here. All right. All right. Want to configure the branch to peer with the ISP3. All right. Neighbor. Now I need to get that IP address for ISP3, which will be right here. All right. And the remote autonomous system number is 65535. And now we just want to advertise. Let's see. Now we just want to advertise our internal network via BGP. So network 192.168.10.0 mask /24. All right. We're done configuring BGP on the branch router. Let's now move over to the headquarters router and do the exact same thing. Except its autonomous system number is 65020. Okay. All right, let's see what ISP2's serial 000 interface will be. That is our IP address that we'll be entering. Okay. 201.165. Did that wrong. 209.201.17. And the remote AS will be 65535. Nice. Now we just want to go ahead and advertise our internal network. And we are done setting up BGP. All right, next we're moving over to Gre Tunneling. Configure remote with a tunnel interface to send IP traffic over Gre to HQ. All right. Configure tunnel 10 with the appropriate addressing information. Configure the tunnel source with the local exit interface, and configure the tunnel destination with the appropriate endpoint IP address. All right, so let's do that. Let's hop over to our remote router. And we're going to go ahead and configure this Gre interface. So you simply want to type interface tunnel 10. There you go. Now you want to change the tunnel mode to Gre because you want to send traffic over IP. There you go. And now our IP address, and let me I'm going to slide this over so you can see it. Our IP address will be 10.1.1.1/30. All right, our tunnel source will be the serial interface 00. And our tunnel destination will be the interface, the serial interface of the HQ router. So let's go ahead and see where that is. HQ. This is the address we'll be using. 209.165.201.18. All right. We are done configuring Gre tunneling for the remote switch. Now we're going to do the exact same on the HQ router. So let's do that. Phase tunnel 10 tunnel mode Gre over IP. The IP address for this router will be 10.1.1.2/30. All right, and our tunnel source will be the serial interface as well. Our tunnel destination will be the IP address of the serial interface over on our remote. So that I'll actually go back up for you. This is the address that we'll be putting in. .2, okay. All right, changed its state to up, and we are done with Gre tunneling. Now we're moving on to the last part, which is Ospf routing. Nice. Because the remote LAN should have connectivity to the HQ LAN, configure Ospf across the Gre tunnel. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and I believe it wants us to open our remote router. So go ahead and do that. Configure Ospf process 100 on remote router. Remote should advertise the LAN network via Ospf. Remote should be configured to form an adjacency with HQ over the Gre tunnel. Disable Ospf updates on appropriate interfaces. Okay? All right, so exit this. We're going to go ahead and enable Ospf with a process ID of 100 on this router. All right, and let's go ahead and enter the passive interface default command because we don't want to advertise out of any of these interfaces. Default. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and advertise our networks. We're going to advertise 192.168.20.0, and we're using wildcard mask, so 0.0.0.255, area 0. And the second network that we'll be advertising is our Gre tunnel. So it'll be the 10.1.1.0 network. And the wildcard mask for this will be 0.0.0.3, area 0 as well. All right. Okay, so next we want to go ahead and do this exact same thing on our HQ router. So we'll do exactly that. Ospf router, Ospf, the process ID of 100, passive interface default, network 2.168.30 0 0.0.0.255 area 0. And our last network that we'll be advertising is the tunnel address. Because in order for these to form an adjacency, they have to be on the same network. That's why we're using this GRE tunnel, right? 0.0.0. Oh, too many zeros. All right, area 0. All right, and as you can see, we've just reached 100% completion. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching. If the video was the least bit helpful to you, just give me a like and subscribe. Also, comment down below to let me know what I can do to further better my videos and add more information. All right, see you in the next video. Bye.